So this is how menstrual blood sits in a menstrual cup when you are menstruating. Hi fam, welcome to Curious Academy, and today we're going to talk about the menstrual cup. Some love it and some don't know about it. It is this really cute looking sanitary product in the form of a cup whose purpose is to collect blood when you're menstruating. It sits in the vagina or in the vaginal canal, and it basically collects blood directly from the uterus. It's about 5 centimeters long and about 4.5 or 4 centimeters wide. It's very convenient. It's usually irritant free, it's usually latex free, it's usually dye free, which means that it is much more gentle on the skin, and also it is made of silicone, which means it's also durable. You can have it on for longer, and it's recyclable. You know, it's very friendly to the environment and all of those things. It's one of my favorite things that have changed my life, and I decided to do this video because I am about to menstruate.
No one cares.
The difference between a menstrual cup and a tampon is that a tampon absorbs blood. So this is where the blood goes. So the tampon actually absorbs blood as it is, and the menstrual cup, now what it does is it collects. So it sits beautifully in the vaginal canal and waits patiently, and your blood just goes in there and it's glorious, and then you just stand up after hours of not changing and you go to the bathroom and you get there and it's not even full.
What's going on? She's being weird.
I like this. So this is a basic overview of some components of the female sex organ, and this basically, these three images are like the different phases of menstruation. This is when ovulation is about to take place, and then this is where your uterus lining thickens to prepare you for implantation should you fertilize the egg, and then this is the process of menstruation. So if you don't get pregnant, if the egg doesn't get fertilized, it doesn't implant, and then the endometrium starts shedding. So this blood is your menstrual blood, right? And so the cup would usually sit here. So this is your vagina or your vaginal canal. This is where the blood would this is where the menstrual cup would usually sit, and when you insert it and it pops open, what it does is it would form a bit of a seal to avoid leakage, but not necessarily for that intention. The likelihood of leakages is also quite minimal, because as you can see by how the blood would actually excrete from the uterus into the cup, usually things like leakages would happen for items that then absorb instead of collecting the blood, but also the size. So the reason why I was showing you the different sizes earlier was to also give you a sense of the fact that the cup would hardly ever be full, because this process happens over a couple of days, and for the most part it's about 30 mils to 80 mils in total per cycle, and your cup can only hold about 30 mils, and pads and tampons hold about 5 mils. So the likelihood of those filling up quicker, therefore leaking, are higher than that of the cup. What happens when you are wearing a tampon is that a tampon absorbs blood, like I mentioned earlier, and tampon only absorbs about 5 milliliters of blood out of that 30 to 80 milliliters that you will be menstruating for the entire cycle. This would probably be just about what's on here, or it would actually be slightly less, because a menstrual cup can take up to 30 milliliters of blood, and this is the average size, a regular size menstrual cup. I know that there's distinct products that have like bigger sizes and some that have slightly smaller sizes, just to accommodate the different people. Standard tampon, a standard pad will absorb about 5 milliliters compared to a standard menstrual cup, which absorbs about 30 milliliters. Can then have it on for much longer than you would have a tampon, which means the times and the frequency that you would have to go and check and change would not be the same, because this is much more convenient and it serves the same purpose. And I am not kidding you, I do promise you, when you do take it out of your vagina and it was properly inserted, this is exactly how it looks. As much as when you take out a tampon from your vagina, this is also how it looks. They go to the same place, they sit in the same area, except this one absorbs and this one catches. The way in which you insert a menstrual cup is very similar to how you insert a tampon, the female condom, and the cup. All of them go to the same area and they're inserted almost the same way. As you know, we're probably gonna skip through this and like run through it quickly.
As you know, when you insert your female condom, it's got an outer ring and then it's got an inner ring. And what you do is you fold the inner ring into an 8, and then you either lift your leg or you squat or you lie on your back if your partner is willing to do it for you, and then you insert it in your vagina, and then you use your middle finger to push it further in, which kind of allows it to sit on the walls of your vagina and then allowing for penetration to take place. And it's easier and it's nice and it's pleasurable, and the outer ring sometimes feels really good on your clit, by the way. And as you would know, with a tampon, you kind of stand in a similar position. You have to either lift your leg, you have squat. I like to do this. Then I put it on.
Very similar to the female condom, because obviously this outer area is more like a ring. So what you do with the menstrual cup is that you fold it into half. I think people actually, I mean, I've seen how people just show how comfortable it is for them to put it on. The point is that you need to fold it so that it's able to just go in your vagina, and when it's inside, fold it in a manner where it will be able to like pop open when it gets inside. Remember from the other clip that I showed you earlier, it pops open, and then this part kind of forms a seal between the walls of the vagina and the actual cup on the inside, and which makes it easier for the menstrual blood to go inside. So it shouldn't leak. If it leaks, it only means that it's not sitting properly. You'd probably have to have it on for like 10-11 hours and have a heavy flow for that to actually happen. Before you put it in though, you have to rinse your hands. You have to rinse it. If you want, you can just like wash it in like warm water. Wet your hands. Also helps with lubrication, because sometimes it's not always like wet and damp in there for you to just like stuff stuff in. So I love lubricant for a lot of reasons, including masturbation. Right now I'm talking about this is what's important for the purpose of this conversation. You can use water-based lubricant, or you can use water just to lubricate so that it's easier for you to insert the cup, and then you fold it in half, and then like you would do with the female condom, like you would do with the tampon, spread your legs, squat, do the thing, put it in. And this stem, some of them have stems, and I think some of them have like little tiny little like balls. Other people actually really cut off the stem if it gets uncomfortable, because it really is easy to reach the cup and just to press the bottom and for you to be able to pull it out. To make it easier for you to be able to reach the sanitary item when you're trying to pull it out, for the cup it would hardly happen that it would go so far in, but try not to push it so far in when you insert it. The whole cup should be inside, but it should just be on the inside of the vagina. Remember, in terms of storage, you need to keep it in a breathable container. Usually it comes with like these cute little pouches. I lost mine, so now I just use like a random pouch that I found, and then I wash it and then I keep mine. But they need to be like really nice and breathable, not too tight, not too stuffy. You can have it in your bag, you can have it at home in your cabinet, you can have it, you know, wherever, in your pencil case, whatever, as long as you're just keeping it in a container that's not too confined. Maybe when you're starting out, you can try changing it within 4 to 6 hours, and some people have gone up to 8 to 10 hours. I usually change it in 6 to 7 hours, which basically means that I just change it twice in one day during the day, and then usually at night I would probably like wear a tampon, or I would wear a pad. I don't know why, but I'm just more comfortable with that for some reason. Probably at the most in 24 hours you would then probably change it like 2-3 times, which is incredibly amazing. And also obviously depends, it will probably only change it when you go shower. You know, you can pee in it. In terms of pooping though, actually this is a discussion that we never have about the cup and tampons. The issue of pooping, I usually just pull mine out. Like if it's a tampon or it's a menstrual cup and I'm pooping, I just pull it out and then I clean my cup and then I dispose of my tampon. And I always make sure that when I put on my tampon, I don't have to poop, so that I don't put it on and then go have to poop, and then now I'm just like wasting a tampon. For my cup, this is completely personal. I don't know what the facts of this are. Just for me personally, when I am pooping, I prefer to take both anything that's inside of me out, except for my IUD when I still had it. When you are changing it, obviously that depends on where you are. Some bathrooms are public, sometimes you're at home, sometimes you are, like when I was at home in the Eastern Cape in December, it was quite inconvenient because there's no flushing toilets there, and then there's no like tap water and everything. So when you go outside with kupume and then like the squeeze bottle is just for you to like squeeze water out to wash your hands, and obviously it's also public and it's removed from the house. So as soon as I didn't who's ashamed about my period at all, but I'm just saying that it's kind of, it became a bit of a, I had to adjust to the fact that where I'm mostly comfortable. But at the same time, you don't necessarily need water to be able to change your cup. What you do is you get in a bathroom and then you take it out, you pour the blood out, and then you take obviously a clean piece of toilet paper or tissue paper, and then you just wipe it clean and then you reinsert it. Obviously try and make sure that you don't leave those small tissue particles now you get just to avoid like stupid shit like UTIs and whatever. So just make sure in Dobana you wipe it clean and then you reinsert it again, and you should be fine. The only time you'll be able to rinse it out and wash it is when you're at home or when you're in a comfortable space or a space where you can actually access water, because in the situations it was funny. When you done using your cup and your cycle is done and you're ready to pack it away, it is important that you soak it in hot or boiling water for a couple of minutes. Actually, I think I soaked mine for about 5 to 10 minutes in boiling water or in hot water, and then after that you again make sure that it is dry. You dry it, just put it away, and that is it. I've had a great experience with the cup. I personally use one from Empower Cup, which is a South African brand. I'm going to share that on the description box and you can just get in touch with them if you want one. Share a link to other interesting organizations and video series and video episodes that you can watch from different people and different organizations and different individuals that are amazing and do much more work in this particular area. Again, if you're happy with this content, you can comment, like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and staying this long, and I do hope to see you next time.